Assalamu alaikum everyone. Here I am again on the platform of comprehensive learning with a new video. In this video, I will let you know about some socio-economic problems of Pakistan and I will try my best to suggest some remedies to tackle them. Some prominent social problems are poverty, illiteracy, corruption, unemployment, child labor, external challenges, terrorism, moderation, and many other domestic challenges that the country is facing. On the other hand, major economic problems are power crisis and war on terrorism. Well, terrorism is the root of basic economic problems. Moreover, trembling stock market, rising rate of inflation can say, declining stock market, rising rate of inflation as I said earlier, loss of foreign exchange through tourism industry. Last but not least, flood of local people from war-ridden areas and their rehabilitation is a greater challenge. At present, the biggest problem that Pakistan is facing is its poor law and order condition. Other than this, terrorism has become a headache for federation and a nightmare for public. Besides terrorism, the more widespread social issue is poverty. Because 70% of population in Pakistan lives in villages and even most of them don't have any access to basic needs of life, shelter, food and clothing. Illiteracy, yet another problem of Pakistan. The literacy rate is 56% in Pakistan, and ironically it also includes those people who can write and read their name in Urdu. Despite spending millions on it, government has failed to achieve literacy rate comparable to other countries in South Asia. Well, corruption is also another huge social problem. According to latest report of Transparency International, Pakistan has been ranked at 42nd number among the most corrupt nations of the world. From clerical staff to higher offices and bureaucrats, you can gather from these figures. All are involved in corruption of one kind or the other. On the other hand, unemployment is also regarded as a major social problem. Major portion of Pakistan's population consists of youth, and a large number of young people who have the ability and are willing to work are unemployed. There are many reasons of unemployment, like increasing use of machinery that has replaced manpower, a lack of new industries, defective education system. But the impacts of unemployment are more serious and dangerous. On the other hand, child labor is widespread in Pakistan, whether in bigger cities or in small villages. We find innocent, malnourished children employed in various forms of labor. They are working as welders, mechanics, plumbers, and electricians. In past, some countries refused to import those goods from Pakistan in whose making children were employed. These are just few of the many social problems Pakistan is facing today. Population expansion has been a real issue of concern for all governments. These social problems directly affect masses. Apart from these, there are several economic problems as well which have broken the backbone of national treasury. Whereas economic problems are concerned, economic prosperity serves as a backbone for overall progress of a nation. One thing is common, as you all noticed in all developed nations, is that they are economically sound. When citizens of a country are freed from the worries of earning a livelihood to sustain their lives, they divert their attention to more useful things. But unfortunately, Pakistan's economic conditions are pathetic, as if power crisis, lack of foreign investment for the development of industrial zones, backward and outdated technology were not enough. Pakistan's indulgence in war on terrorism served as a fatal blow to the already crumbling economic state. So you all can see result is that sugar, cement and shoe industry is on its downfall while textile industry is breathing its last. Foreign investors are not ready to set up their businesses in Pakistan. Other than this, stock exchanges also depict a true picture of economic meltdown. As well, unstable political system, dictatorship in its worst form, and non-effective democracy badly affect the rates of stocks listed on the stock exchanges of Pakistan. Well, rate of inflation was never a two-digit figure in Pakistan, but in recent years it has seen an unprecedented increase. Price of all consumer products in general and food products in particular are rocket high. Cost of production increased due to various factors. Northern areas of Pakistan have been a place of great tourist attraction. The beautiful hills, the lush green valleys, shimmering lakes, and flowing waterfalls brought many a tourist forth all over the world, from all over the world to Pakistan. This contributed to foreign exchange. While tourism industry was one of the booming industries of Pakistan, besides attracting foreign exchange, it also provided employment to local people as well. Nevertheless, war on terrorism has served as a serious blow to the tourism industry of Pakistan. Due to war on terror, local people of war-ridden areas are migrating to other areas of Pakistan. As well, country has seen the largest migration since the independence in 1947. These people have left their homes, businesses, possessions and property back home. This unproductive lot of people is a growing economic problem of Pakistan. Now it's time to suggest some remedies. As you all know, many governments have taken steps to solve various socio-economic problems. For example, much emphasis is laid on beefing up security in big cities in wake of terrorism, but nothing serious has been done to seal the unlawful entrance of arms from the many areas of the country and across the border. Ministers and other government officials enjoy the facilities of squads of armed bodyguards, while public places like markets, roads, shopping centers, and bus stands, etc., are not adequately protected. To control terrorism, government needs to stop fighting the proxy war on behalf of USA. Secondly, there is a sheer need to curb corruption at all levels. The institution of NAB, National Accountability Bureau, and FIA, Federal Agency, Investigation Agency, should be made more powerful to curb corruption. As well, judiciary should be an independent institution. Judiciary is powerful, but we have yet to wait and see the results of independence of judiciary in Pakistan. Thirdly, poverty reduction should be top priority of government. Cottage industry and self-business should be promoted. Agriculture is the backbone of Pakistan's economy. It should be strengthened by providing loans to farmers. Free of cost education should be provided to children in villages. And overall standard of living needs to be improved. Lastly, for economic development, energy crisis should be controlled. New dams should be built and new methods of producing electricity should be utilized. Well, as a student of sociology, I believe that individuals make the society. There is no doubt. So in order to tackle social and many economic problems in Pakistan, we have to work on micro level. Whatever the status or position you are holding in society, be transparent, be honest with yourself, and then you will find changes in the surroundings as well. So, to sum up, it is said that no country is free from socio-economic problems. These problems are present in every country, but the winners are those who overcome most of it, if not all of them. Though Pakistan is currently facing a lot of socio-political as well as socio-economic problems, but it does not mean that it is going towards its end. So, government as well as every citizen of Pakistan has to play its own specific role to bring about a positive change. Hope you get information from this video. Then don't forget to subscribe my channel and tap on the like button.